Let me ask you a question. Why is it that in an industry built entirely on people, we spend most of our time talking about finding people instead of serving the people we have? Why is it that every conference, every YouTube video, every training program is shouting more leads, more calls, more funnels, but very few are whispering the truth? Take extraordinary care of the client in front of you. Now, that's a mystery worth solving. You see, there's the easy and there's the valuable. Most of the industry is focused on lead generation for a few simple reasons. It's exciting. It feels like progress. It's measurable. You can count calls. You can track leads. You can watch numbers go up. But let me tell you something important. What's easy to measure is not always what's most valuable, because while you're counting leads, you may be ignoring loyalty. While you're tracking contacts, you may be neglecting connection. And the greatest businesses, and this is important, the greatest businesses are not built on transactions. They are built on trust. Here's what the public already knows that many agents forget. People don't choose agents because of scripts. They don't choose agents because of CRM systems. They don't choose agents because of how many cold calls they made last Tuesday. They choose agents because of how they feel when they're with you. Do they feel understood? Do they feel protected? Do they feel confident? Or do they feel like just another deal? Let me give you 3 reasons the focus drifts away from client experience. First, the payoff is delayed. If you generate a lead today, you're thinking you could get an appointment tomorrow. But if you create an incredible experience today, you might get a referral, 6 months from now, or a repeat client 5 years from now. And most people, listen carefully, most people trade what is powerful long-term for what is immediate short-term. 2, it's hard to teach. Lead generation can be turned into a checklist. Call this many people, send this script, run this ad. But client experience, it's more of an art. It requires awareness, care, emotional intelligence, and it's harder to package, so it's talked about less. Now, you should still put it into a checklist, but most never think to ask, what are my behaviors that create a great client experience for them? 3, it requires personal responsibility. You see, if your lead generation isn't working, you can blame the system you subscribe to. But if your client experience isn't working, you have to look in the mirror. And not everyone is willing to do that. So here's the good news. Because so many agents are focused on chasing the next lead, the agent who focuses on client experience has very little competition. Let me say that another way. If you become exceptional at taking care of people, you enter a category of 1. Let me share a simple principle. It's far more profitable to turn 1 client into 5 than it is to find 5 new clients. But how do you do that? You don't just satisfy. You don't just meet expectations. You delight. Build your systems around delighting your clients. Let me give you some practical wisdom, because philosophy is good, but application is better. Here's 6 ways to delight your clients. Communicate before they wonder. The average agent communicates when something happens. The exceptional agent communicates before the client even asks. If there's nothing new, call anyway. Hey, I just wanted you to know there's nothing new yet, but I'm still working for you. And what does that do? Well, it replaces anxiety with assurance. Turn confusion into clarity. Real estate is confusing. Inspections, appraisals, contracts, timelines. Your job is not to just guide the transaction. Your job is to translate the process. Slow it down. Explain it simply. Repeat it often. Because confused clients don't refer, but confident clients do. Anticipate problems before they happen. Don't wait for an issue to show up. Prepare your clients ahead of time. You know what inspections are like, but they may not. So say, here's what might happen, and here's what we'll do if it does. Now when the problem comes, they don't panic. They say, my agent told me this might happen. That's trust. Personalize everything. Remember this, details make the difference. Know their kids' names. Know their dogs' names. Know why they're moving. Send a note. Mention something personal. Follow up after closing. Because people don't remember what you did. They remember how personal it felt. Create moments they talk about. If you want referrals, give people something worth talking about. A personalized gift at closing, a handwritten letter, a surprise during the process. It doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be unexpected, because average gets forgotten, but memorable gets repeated to others. Stay in the relationship after the transaction. Here's where most agents disappear. The deal closes, and so does the relationship. But the best agents understand the closing is not the end, it's the beginning. Check in, send something of value, stay connected, because the next transaction and the next referral, they don't come from strangers. They come from relationships. Let me give you a phrase to write down. I'm not in the lead generation business. I'm in the relationship business. And when you get that right, the leads, well, they take care of themselves. So let me leave you with this. What if instead of asking, how do I get more clients, you started asking, how do I become the kind of agent that clients would never think of replacing? Because when you answer that question, you won't need to chase business. Business will chase you. Success in real estate is not just built on how many people you can find. It's built on how many people you can serve so well they insist on telling others about you. So don't just do the deal. Don't just close the transaction. Create an experience so good that your clients become your marketing department. And if you do that, you won't just build a business, you'll build something far more valuable, a reputation. And that is what lasts. My name is Wes Gilly, and my primary goal of this phase of my life is to simplify real estate success for you so that you can change the entire trajectory of your future in the next 90 days. Now, let's get to work.